OMG, everybody. It's us. Adair, Jen and Adair. Back from the grave. It feels like we've been gone forever, and, it's appropriate that we're back from the grave because it is October, the month of the Halloweens, if you will. So, Jen, have you missed everybody? Have you missed us?
I have. I've missed you. I've missed podcasting with you. It's been, has it been 2 months or 1 month since we...
It feels like an eternity. Yeah. Let us know in the comments how long it's been. I'm sure some of you are like,
so much
where's
has
my
happened,
notification?
Right? So much has happened.
So much has happened. As you may know, we have a lot of shows that have started, a lot of things that we were covering, and new things that we've been covering, things we've been looking at. We've been doing a lot of TV watching, but at the same time, life has gotten in the way. So we have been unable to podcast. So now we'll be able to catch up.
Yeah, and we've been, like you said, we've been watching a lot of different shows. And right now, I was just going to go ahead and jump into it. Mm-hmm. Do you have any shows that you're watching, or you have anything you're excited for?
I do. At the moment, I am checking out, and when I mean checking out, watching heavily, The Good Place, which I absolutely love. I wanted to do a podcast on it, but I actually don't think it's a necessarily good show to do podcast for, because it's just a comedy, but it's so much happening. I can't explain it. It's more one of those shows that you sit around at a coffee table and talk about it with your friends because it's hilarious, and you can quote it and things like that. If you haven't seen the first season, it's on Netflix, and then if you would like to watch the second season, which I do believe we're only the 5th episode in, it is on Hulu. And it is absolutely a side splitter. Some really great values. Ted Danson, Kristen Bell. Who doesn't love that? You were going to say something about the shows you're checking out?
Yeah, I want to talk about my shows. I'm currently watching Shannara Chronicles. And Adair is going to be joining me on that. And hopefully we're going to be able to put out some content on Shannara. And then you and I, over the break, we got together and we did some web series watching, and we watched 20 and Gal Pals, and that was really fun. And this week we are watching what, Adair?
We're going to watch Carmilla.
The big one.
So the thing is, the big one is, everybody knows Carmilla's coming out on the 26th, which is Thursday, which is exciting. And actually, they just released on Twitter that at 11 p.m. Canadian time, if you will, or it's like DST or something, I don't know, that it comes out 11 p.m., so on the Wednesday night, and that would be also, I do believe, East Coast 11 p.m. Wednesday, but for everybody else, it comes out on that Thursday, so that's exciting, so look out for that. For those of you who have pre-ordered it, man, it's going to be awesome. For those of you who have not pre-ordered it, I suggest...
You should find a friend so you can go to their house and watch it for free and eat their food and drink their beer.
Actually, I think you should pre-order it so we can keep supporting Carmilla, the movie cast and crew, because they are trying to come out with books and comic books other than that, besides just the movie. And it's only like $20, So I think you guys should definitely head over to CarmillaMovie.com and check out the movie. You can still pre-order it. You can still get things. There's cool bundles and goodies that come with it for free for those of us who have pre-ordered. It's exciting. Jen has never seen it, and so she kind of has been binge watching.
I've never seen any Carmilla.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to get everything in, all the binge watching, all of the luscious Carmilla binging she can get in before we check it out, because we're going to do a little cast about it. I am so excited. I saw the first 5 minutes because I did pre-order. It is transcendent compared to the other seasons. It really is an awesome movie. I think the fact that Elise and Natasha were able to do Almost Adults movie, which is also now on Netflix, together, and to really be in a full-fledged movie really geared them up for this. There's awesome parts where I was like, wow, this actually looks kind of scary. And then they went back and had moments of, and there's the web series. So look forward to that. I'm super stoked. Trying to think, was there anything else I was watching that I was super in love with? No, not that I can think of. I mean, all these shows are great right now, guys. make sure you're checking out The Gifted on Fox. That's a lot of Mutant X stuff. It's just, man, we are rocking and rolling on this this season. So yeah.
Right. And what are we doing today?
Well, guys, we have a special podcast for you. This is our Salty Supergirl review. Yes, yeah, I did my own
review.
You loved it. Yeah.
Yes, and to start it off, we're going to have a little game today on the podcast. I myself created this wonderful Supercore BFF quiz, and it's really easy. It's in the vein of probably something you've seen on YouTube. This is how you play it, okay? Basically, you get with a friend, could be your best friend, could be a good friend, could be a close friend. Preferably a friend you want to, like, give hugs to and remind them that they're your friend all the time, you know? And you get with them and you sit down, and it's real easy. There's 5 questions. I'm gonna read the question off, and then I'll be like 1, 2, 3, and Adair say who's more likely or less likely, and that's how you play.
Also, you could do this with a friend. I'm doing that in air quotes. That you want to be more than friends with, but either the workplace is not. I mean, Jen and I aren't gay for each other, but we're gonna do this quiz so you have an understanding of how it could really get you laid. Maybe, you know. Let us know in the comments if it worked for you. You know, if you were able to tell your friend that maybe she's the Kara to your Lena or vice versa. You know, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, just to have a little fun before we get into the salt, into the hate. God damn it.
All the salt. And oh, guys, caution, a warning, if you will. If you are a person who gets easily dehydrated, I suggest you grab a Gatorade, a bucket of water, because we are going to be salty AF in this podcast.
Stupid.
All right.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. Question 1. All right.
Question
and
one.
I'd like you to answer with whoever you think this sounds more like, you or me, okay? All right. Question 1. Most likely to fill a room full of roses for their BFF. Take a second. Close your eyes. Get this in your mind. Get ready for it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Jen. Clearly, so this is really just trying to decide who really, between Adair and myself, is the Lena in the relationship, who's Kara. But, you know, right now, there's still more questions to go. That was definitely a Lena answer. Okay? This one's a little harder. Okay, question 4. Give me your best college mind. All right. Most likely to get fired from a job, rehired by the job, then quit, only to be hired by their job, aka their new boss /bae/BFF #Supercore.
Supergirl goals.
Okay, ready? Did you get that? You need me to give you that one more time?
Oh no, I got it.
Okay, let's take a moment to think which of us is most likely to get fired from a job, rehired, then quit. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Me.
Adair. True story. Adair.
Guys, we have not practiced nor rehearsed this. This is legit. Us reading these questions.
That question right there, that was clearly a Kara question. That was a Kara question. Okay, so Adair, so far you're Kara, and so far I'm the Lena. All right. Next question, number 3. Okay. Most likely to stress bake over first world problems. You got this? Most likely to stress bake over first world problems. Okay, ready?
Here you go.
1, 2, 3.
Jen.
I am the baker in the relationship. It's true. In our BFF, I do make the pies.
She likes to bake, but I also am the best cook.
She's a good cook, you guys. She really is. She does stuff with zucchini, man. You guys, you're missing out. All right.
Wow, that sounds like
that sounded terribly
sarcastic
and sexual and weird and awkward for
just
me.
Like it was all weird. It was
That's
just
okay.
weird. It was,
we're
gonna move past it.
I make a great pie. You guys.
She
so
does.
You know
She
I
does.
do. I make great pie. Okay, next question. Most likely to kill their former lover in order to save their bestie from attack of nanobites. Those are like those little things that swarm around and sound like bees in some of the crack.
Makes sense.
Okay, ready?
Makes sense.
Let's read
Yep.
this again. Most likely to kill their former lover in order to save their bestie from attack of nanobites. Closing my eyes for this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Adair.
Jen.
No! That's you! You're the
That
one
is
with
not
the...
me.
I
You know
don't
good well-
ever seek violence out of anything.
I love a good violence, but I also don't want to save. I wouldn't kill my former lover to save my bestie. I don't know. I'm
You
kind
would
of
kill
like,
your former lover. That is
Would
not
I?
true. To save your new bestie?
Well,
yes.
if
yes.
it was my former lover, probably yeah.
Yeah, you
Depends on
would.
which lover we're talking
Put
about, y'all.
yourself right in that. You would.
You're right.
That's a dare.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry,
right.
but I felt like vigilante justice is more your thing than it is me. This last question is going to really be a tiebreaker. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh.
I already know this one.
Most likely to erect a statue in honor of their BFF while simultaneously buying them a company. Hashtag Supergirl goals.
Supergirl goals. Supergirl bam 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 bam. Supergirl bam bam bam.
Now,
All right.
this is for their BFF, right? Not like their lover. This we got to clarify. Most likely to erect a statue while buying them a company. And filling their room full of roses. I'm just gonna.
Oh my God! You can't add in you cannot add a room full of roses because that's already you.
You know, there it is.
We're just like already saying it.
Okay, so ready? Get in your brain. Get in your brain.
This one's hard.
Who's most likely to erect
Oh,
a
you know what?
statue?
No, I know
in
this
honor of
one.
The statue is bronze, and it's like
No, I get it. No,
statue.
I totally. I think I know who.
In the park, Bryant Park,
Or
probably.
whichever park you enjoy in your city. All right.
Well, yeah, or whichever you could pick your
Yeah.
park. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Jen.
100% Jen. You want to know why? It's not that I wouldn't. I would. You know what? I would donate a plaque to my best friend in a park, but I wouldn't erect a statue because A, that shit's heavy. B, it costs a lot of money. And C, I'm like, I don't want my best friends to have like a bigger head than they already do. So I would like just give them a plaque so they know I appreciate them, but I'm not going full out. You know what I'm saying?
I figured it was me because I don't necessarily own a company, but like, I got you a job recently. So
True.
there's that. And then I figured that if you won like a Tony or something, I'd be like, yeah, let's put a plaque right here on this bench in the park. You know what I mean? There it is.
Yes.
That's a little supercore. That's a little supercore gay. But
It could be okay. Like I said, this is meant for
All right.
your best friend, your possible future bae, whoever your coworker Nancy. Who knows?
whoever you want to take this test with, we won't judge
we will
it.
judge a little bit, but put in your
Anyways,
comments
I'm gonna make this
who you
I'm
were
gonna-
for this quiz.
I'm going to make this test available in the comment section, so you guys will be able to take it on your own. You can take it on
And on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of those classics, I can tell. All right,
God.
let's move into the salt. Can I get it again?
Salty Supergirl review.
Okay. All right. Let me just recap us up to this point.
God.
So last time you guys talked to, well, we didn't talk to us, but last time we were on the cast, we were fucking pissed as hell with Supergirl and just everything about it. We'd spent all this time casting, and then we said we weren't gonna cover it anymore. And I want to clarify that we aren't covering it. This, in fact, is not a review. If you'll notice, we've let 3 episodes go by because we were that salty.
We ain't done shit.
we were that salty. Other people were like, "Oh no, we're just not gonna watch the first week." And Adair and I were like, "Girl, are you still there?" And she was like, "Yes." So she was salty.
Yeah,
as fuck.
I was salty. Well, yeah, and also just so you know, it's what we are going to be salty about are the usuals. You know, the things that obviously, if you've watched the Supergirl, you hear all the time people complain about. Now, let us clarify something real quick before we get into the salt, the shade, and all the snatching of wigs.
Before I take off my earrings. Just kidding, I'm allergic.
You know? I'm allergic.
Yeah.
I I love Supergirl. I love the comics, and I've said this before, and I know Jen does too. I love Alex Danvers. I love J'onn J'onzz. I love the idea of the characters that they started with. I do not like, amongst many things, just overall, certain ways of writing technique. Not what they wrote necessarily. Not like, oh, you didn't give me my storyline, I'm sad. No, I don't mind Mon-el. I did not mind. I never mind. If you guys listen to the cast, for the whole time, I believed in Mon-el because I believed in the character of Valor. And then the writing did not happen that way. So that really disappointed me because I was like, damn, like, you kind of screwed up a perfectly good character and you turn him into something that he shouldn't have been. Same being, Supergirl got turned into something she shouldn't have been. So there's things that we were disappointed in that we knew could be better because we worked in an industry. We work here. We know that it could be better. These writers got a national television show on the air and they're writing garbage as though it's some kind of really bad misogynist fanfic. So like, it's a bummer.
Can I just interject right there? You know, what brought me back to want to do this review, really like want to return to this is because here's why I'm here today, people. Because Adair and I, in the couple of months that we've been doing this podcast, we have analytics and we look at our platform and it's been growing. Our viewership has been growing, not just on YouTube, on iTunes, on SoundCloud. And as we grow a voice, we want to use it towards perpetuating positive media representation. And for me, what that means is I'm someone who wants to screenwrite. I'm someone who wants to write for television and who's currently working on a pilot. But I want to know that I'm able to put ideas out into this world that are well received. And I want to be able to write the stories I want to tell. So I feel like I have to use my voice towards creating the platform that I can then lay down my stories on. And hopefully these stories that I want to tell are stories that people want to hear. And they're not mainstream stories. They don't fall into the structure or the formula or the tropes. And so I feel like for me it's really important to continue to work on these things because really what you see on television is it helps to open up our minds and make people more consciously aware and intelligent about how they see their world. And to me, that's really, really important. So,
and also on the other hand too, we are going to be salty for entertainment as well. Yeah. So there are some things that you might be like, oh, you're too harsh. Get over it. But we are really genuinely salty about things that are disconcerting.
I'm salty about bad writing.
I will definitely quote something that Davina said on Wishbane Pow, where she said, there are shows doing it better with less budget and not as well-known writers. There are other shows doing that. The fact that this has a budget, this has a huge following, and they're dropping the ball when it comes to the simple act of telling a story is a bummer. We know they can write a good story because I have yet to see anybody who hates the Martians. I have yet to see anybody who's really disappointed with Alex. They're doing well. Kat, Grant, we love her. So they can, Lena, they can write when they want to. But it's almost like sometimes they do it out of spite to not appropriately go through the whole story.
But
so
I was going to say, to speak to that, it's comics, it's American lore. America's a very young country, and we don't have that much mythos. And the mythos you lay down becomes, once you lay down an idea, like a concept like Wonder Woman, Superman, is normal and what should happen. So these people, they're not just writing, but they're writing American mythos. And they're saying that this is how we think the story should go. How they think and what the base want are two different things. So what you have is, you have like a divisive show that's not really perpetuating positively or reflecting positively on their fan base. So,
well, and you know what's interesting is that with comic books, there can be like a gajillion different versions of comics, right? You know, there's sad Superman, there's happy Superman, there's emo Superman, there's dark Superman, there's I'm stuck in space Superman, you know, there's all these Supermans, right? So there is something for everybody. The issue is when you start putting these people on film and TV and all that other stuff, you are saying that for people who don't watch comics, this is their canon. So for those of us who watch comics and know the original origins of everybody and really know what the real canon and the real history and the real, I would say, personality traits of characters are, to have a TV show that goes against that is teaching new people who don't know about comics, who aren't really in the scene, that, oh, Supergirl is defeated not by kryptonite, but by a dude. Like, emotional immaturity and losing, by all intents and purposes, her first boyfriend. That's kind of a bummer to put out into the world nowadays when she's way more badass and way better in the comics. You know, stuff like that. That's what we're bummed out about.
Yeah, those aren't her issues in the comic books. But they're her issues on, like, a teenage pop show. And the thing that's sad about television is that you can only really own the rights to the one thing. So nobody else can produce Supergirl shit, unless you're Legos, because they bought all the rights. But nobody else can produce a Supergirl show or while this show is on. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You can't take the Supergirl name and make a movie right now because they have this show. So that's how it works in television. So they're the only people who get to give voice to Supergirl. So even if we want to write something, we couldn't...
Well, actually, technically, they could make a Supergirl movie because, like, they have Justice League. They have... And those characters, they were talking about trying to get Batman on Supergirl, please. And when I said that sarcastically, please. I love Batman, but I don't want him wasting his time on Supergirl. Anyways...
But that's because they have an umbrella hold on Marvel.
Yes, exactly. So, because Supergirl is DC and all that, it's a whole thing. Anyways,
right.
What did you want to start with besides that?
What do you want to start with?
I know.
Oh, I guess, okay, so I guess the overarching question for all of our podcasts on Supergirl now is asking, based off season 2 and what we've seen, does Supergirl get better? And has it gotten better in the 3 episodes that have transpired?
To preface this, everybody should definitely put down what they think in the comments. Like, what are you really thinking about as well? For me, seeing the last 3 episodes, I think that the concept of the episodes have been strong. They felt more like the old Supergirl, where felt like actual Supergirl show. It wasn't like, woe is me. I was okay with her emotionally melting down because as a person who's been emotionally, stunted, loss of family, loss of blah, 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 loss of, identity struggles, all that stuff, I was totally for it. And I like that struggle because it's not just a matter of strength, it's also mental strength that she has to get over. I liked the new characters that they're bringing in. I liked Sanvers, even though we know that's going to go up in flames. I liked how they were shooting it and setting it up. Only thing I didn't like is that I didn't like the catalyst. That was it. So I think that it could get better, but I know it won't because the catalyst for all of her stuff is going to come back in about 2 more episodes. And then it's not going to be about her growth anymore. It's going to be about this person who's going to come back, changing all the dynamics and taking the focus once again away from stories that we much rather watch.
Right. So I mean, I want to kind of bring this up right here, but like I was reading this really fabulous article it's Screen Rant, and it's called "Can Supergirl Move On from Losing Mon-el in Season 3?" It's by Bob Chipman, and it's a great article. I'll put it in the links later on. But basically, it talks about how Catalyst, you just spoke, is that the new status quo for Season 3 is that Supergirl is now darker, and she is darker because she has lost Mon-el. And even though Mon-el is not in the show, the first couple episodes, his looming presence has literally been referenced in every episode since he has left. He's still a character, even though he's an absent character, and it's reflective, and it has a negative effect on basically Kara and all of her relationships. So Kara's pushing Lena away because she's sad about Mon-el. She's doing a shitty job at Kako because she's sad about Mon-el. She's all business when she's a superhero because she's sad about Mon-el. And
she can't even sign autographs for kids because she's sad about Mon-el.
I feel like I find this very disconcerting because I feel like this powerful woman has been, her whole motive for how she interacts with her world is because of a breakup with a boy who she was with for 6 months. And it feels like all the things that I don't like about Supergirl and her personality and this new, darker Supergirl is directly related to this character. And you have to ask yourself, is it working? You know, does this work? Is this working as a tonality? Does this work for the show? And here's the larger question. Tonality, Superman is not Batman. And what Justice League tried to do with Superman is, in the movies, they made him dark Superman. You know, they made a darker, grittier Superman. But Superman is not Batman. So should Superman receive Supergirl, should she receive the same darkening treatment that all superheroes seem to get
like
these
Arrow
days
and things
when
like
you
that,
want to make them emo? Because I think they were going for dark Batman when they did Kara, but what we got was kind of like Tobey Maguire Dark Spider-Man 3. You know what I mean? And what we get
so
as
true.
an opening image, I'm going to give some salt now. Here's my fucking salt. Okay. The opening image of Girl of Steel, we have Kara having this dream, and she's in this dress, and she's in this field. It's like heaven. And then you see her and Mon-el, and they kiss. And they look like they are going down to the river to pray. They look like they are going for a
It
baptism.
looks like a really bad 90s music video.
No,
like
it
with
looks-
Britney Spears or Shania Twain in the background. Like, that's what it felt like.
It looks like they're like, what's it called? Amish kids who are going to go get their baptism
Oh my
into
God.
the community.
So true.
It's so creepy, that opening. That, to me, I saw it and I was like, oh my God.
There's a lot going on with that.
And then I think for me, in episode 2, which I found to be so off-putting, and this is just, I can't even, it hurts my brain to think about it.
Hashtag cannot.
Okay, hashtag cannot.
And
Can't
will not.
even. Hashtag Supergirl, hashtag Supercar, make it real.
Supergirl, make it real, yeah!
Okay. Anyways, back to what put the face on, Jen. You could get through this. Okay. All right. So what really disturbed me is in episode 2 how they continued on to this like catically sad, dark Supergirl, and and she's in episode 2. We have this villain who's Sai, who's like fucking Yael from Jane the Virgin. She's fabulous. And what they did there was they finally brought up Kara's trauma from escaping her planet. And they did so in a really, really great way cinematically. What they did is they added POV shots. If you don't know, a POV shot is when you have the camera replace the main character. So the camera sees what the character is seeing. So we are put into a spaceship where we get to see what Kara saw when she was 13 years old.
Yeah,
expediting the
POV
planet.
actually means point of view, by the way.
Yeah. And so I thought that really what it does is it just invokes within you as an audience member whatever feelings that character is having. And I felt scared. I was so scared. But when it was later revealed that she was not scared of that or injured from that anymore, but it was really that she was scared for Mon-el in his pod experiencing what she experienced, I just was like, are you fucking kidding me? I gotta throw the computer, just like, rage, out of rage.
Well, I told Jen, and we talked about this briefly, that I said, and I put way too much logic into it, that's what makes me sad, because I know good and well they didn't think ahead like this. With Kara, I said, it's understandable that she is wrapped up in Mon-el. I actually understand this. Because, I do, because this is the first person that she could date without breaking. She can be Supergirl. She can share her family. She can actually be herself around somebody. Also, the idea that Mon-el is probably one of the only people that will age the same way she will. So when her last family dies, when Alex, when Eliza, when Jeremiah all pass away, she's like, who do I have? That's part of Kara's trauma. She's like, I have Mon-el, and then he goes away, and she's like, who do I have? Because, unfortunately, we have a alien who didn't get to grow up mentally because she lost her parents, had to kind of grow up quickly, tried to play it under. She's adopted. She has an identity crisis, and then she gets these powers, and she's learning how to use it. She wants to be like her cousin, who she's older than, technically, but he's already famous, so she can't even really be as famous as, like, she doesn't know who she is. And she's latched on all of her eggs, put all of her eggs into the Mon-el basket, as opposed to self-reflecting, as opposed to going, why is she claustrophobic? We know why. She was in a pod. Okay, deal with that. You're sad for Mon-el. Yeah, obviously, that sucks. You're in a pod. I've been there. It's no fun. But to have an emotional breakdown, which is actually based on a different trauma, but this boy is the catalyst, that is a weak-ass way to bring up trauma. I mean, not all of us have to have big trauma to bring up other trauma. It's always something silly. But I think they could have formulated that way better. It's okay that Mon-el was her catalyst. It's her first boyfriend. It's her first love. People keep saying it's the love of her life. Yeah. No. He is her first love. For those of you who are 12, 15, who have like 1 or 2 boyfriends, it is what it is. But for those of us who are old as dirt and we remember that first love, really remember it, we were a hot mess. None of us were cool. None of us were like level-headed. None of us were like, no, I'm doing positive choices. We all acted like immature weirdos because that's what love does to you. We were self-absorbed. We sucked at being good friends while we were in love with somebody else. Like, there's a lot that goes into the first love drama. So right now, this is her first love drama. That's why it feels like the love of her life, because everybody who had their first love thought it was the love of their life. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. You could explain her way, but guys, as salty in these 3 episodes as we are, I feel like we should move on from Kara.
No, because I'm not done with triggers.
Oh God, I'm so triggered. Oh God,
I've been triggered. Okay, no, I am triggered. I'm done with triggers actually. Far from the tree. I want to talk about that for a second. All right, back into it. You know, we couldn't just start the episode. We couldn't just be like, you know, baby shower, not baby, lesbian shower, and then the phone call happens.
Baby gay shower. That's what it should have had.
and then she has to go to space to help, you know, Jean and the Martians and save the world and all that business, right? She has to do her business as a superhero.
In episode 3, yeah.
But we couldn't have that without that first scene, which just drives me crazy. That they went out of their way to just reiterate how she's changed because Mon-el's not there. She's got to be pouty during her sister's wedding shower because Mon-el's not there.
I legit laughed out loud when I saw her in the bed by herself.
That was triggers.
But like to one side. Bitch, get in the middle of your own bed. Like you were living in the middle of your own bed for 20-something years before Mon-el showed up. All of a sudden he's not there. And I could just hear, like, someone needs to make this in the crack videos, in the memes. You know when, like, I want a picture of Kara in the dark, and I'll try to figure out if I can make it myself. But it's her in the bed. I just want it to go to black and go, hello, darkness, my old friend. Like, it's that moment. Or like, all by myself.
You know what?
Like, I want something.
We should do a crack video that's just us doing the voices. Like, we'll get all the crack memes and sound effects, and we'll just do them with ourselves. We'll just do them
Surprise,
ourselves.
motherfuckers.
Whenever we want to add stuff in, we'll use the same stuff that people use, the same little clips,
true.
And we'll do it ourselves. We won't have to source any material. Yeah, so... No, that to me was the thing that really pissed me off. I love that you brought up the bed thing, though. That's hilarious.
It's like, what?
There was one more thing that was obnoxiously Kara being nah.
All she needed was a body pillow to make that more sad and, like, pathetic.
I have to bring this up because it's fucking retarded. All right. So, you know when they do a flashback recap of what happened last time on the episode.
Previously on Supergirl.
They do that, right? So they actually, for triggers, did that, where they did a shot of Mon-el reading and referencing Romeo and Juliet. So that way is when Kara lifted the bed up in the episode and pulls out the book and she looks at the writing, it's all, Mon-el can't write English good, and it's all, how I feel, love, and it's like highlighted circles of Romeo and Juliet, and Kara looks at it and she's like, oh, like, she's so upset by it. She's like, I was like, why did you have to remind us in the previews that Mon-el was reading Romeo and Juliet? Why do I need that?
Exactly.
And I'm like, wasted that.
Why was it under the bed? If it's so important. Like, what is happening? Yes, she's strong. She can lift a bed. Get over it. Like,
I
want to
get that and do my own cliff notes of what I think Mon-el was writing.
Like, what is happening with this?
Yeah. And the idea that they framed it to be like Romeo and Juliet is just the stupidest thing. It's the cheesiest thing. I can't call it stupid. It's cheesy and tropey as fuck. But like on the show, for real, Romeo and Juliet is kind of more. I get more Romeo and Juliet from the little finger of Martian Manhunter and Miss Martian in a single room together. They give me something beautiful, and I feel more torn by that drama than I do by this high school bullshit.
Well, real quick, the thing is, technically, if you really want to look at it, yes, Kara and Mon-el are more Romeo and Juliet. You want to know why? Because because they end up dead. Okay, that's the thing. He ends up dying, but because he's like, oh no, she killed herself, and she's like, JK, it was all just a trick, and then he's like, oh no, he's dead. Well, I'm gonna kill myself too.
Are you talking about the comics here?
No, I'm actually talking about real Romeo and Juliet. Like, because he goes off in a pod, she's like, oh, I think I killed him. So she's going to do some irrational bullshit because she thinks he's dead. And he's going to come back and be like, JK, not dead. But it's already too late because she's emotionally killed certain relationships because she was having a hissy fit, kind of like Romeo and Juliet. This could all have been avoided by a text saying, hey girl, still in space. Or like, I'm free. Also, can we just point out, she's freaking out that she thinks he's dead because she hasn't heard from him. So if she hasn't heard from him, I totally understand if he's still flying around in space somewhere. But let's be honest, it's Supergirl writers. They're going to do a flashback letting us know where Mon-el was the whole fucking time. And I'm 100...
It's not going to be a flashback.
It's going to be an episode, yeah.
And let me tell you what there's going to do. It's going to be an entire episode about Mon-el and what he's been doing. And Supergirl won't even be in it. It'll be like Supergirl
Well,
without
the thing
Supergirl.
is...
We'll finally get that vision.
It's going to be an episode about him and what he was doing. And that whole episode, he could have called Kara and be like, hey girl, I'm alive. So she's on Earth freaking out thinking he's dead, being an asshole, and he's living his life because he's a selfish dick. So like...
I think you've created a narrative from him based off what you know of the character. But that hasn't happened. But here's my other grief about this. And I'm writing my own little write-up blog about this. But I truly think it is a horrible mistake. If this is I predicted this in the finale of our last podcast for Supergirl, that what they're going to try and do is use Supergirl as a platform to create Legion, the television show. I think one, that's lazy. That is fucking lazy.
That means they didn't care about Supergirl. They just wanted to launch another dude's show.
Two, they're using a show to launch another show. It's not groundbreaking. It's not universal. It is lazy.
And nobody asked for a Valor or Legion
Nobody
show.
asked for Valor. Nobody asked for Saturn Girl.
Also, what happened to Wynn's girlfriend? Real quick, just like side sliver.
Lyra.
She was great. Okay, let's take all her time off for some bullshit no one wants. I miss her. She was cool.
Okay.
All right, continue.
Okay, but let's get back to it though. The idea that you're gonna strip Supergirl back even further of her own lore to create this sub-lore and then launch another show. And then take Mon-el and use him as the main dude in the other show and have him cross over all the time. I hate this idea. I hate this idea. I hate this idea. If you want to have a fucking terrible Supergirl show, then try and launch another show out of it. Try to give birth to another show. Because right now, Supergirl is really, really weak. It's coming off low ratings and a season of bad writing in which nobody really liked what happened at the end. It was chaotic. There was Rhea for no reason. And so now, instead of like repairing, rebuilding, and taking us into another direction, my own very huge concern is that we're going to get the Legion show, and Supergirl will very much so become its own background of
Yeah,
extra
true.
in its
It
own
really
show.
will. For time, we should probably keep going and talk about the rest of these
Let's talk about
foolery
it.
in this show.
Let's just do it.
CW needs to stop trying to make fetch happen with this
Yeah.
Lena and Jimmy drama, okay? Nobody wants it. Nobody asked for it. Stop trying to make fetch happen. I get it. Freaking Kate McGrath is hot. I get it. We all get it, okay? And
The plants,
get it. The
couches
Daxamites get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, legit, everybody gets it. The thing is, nobody wants Jimmy or Lena together. In my personal opinion, I don't want Lena with any... Okay, I want her with Supergirl, but knowing that's not going to happen, I don't want her really with anybody because it's going to appease nobody if she's with somebody because no one's going to want her with whoever she's with. The ex-boyfriend who got killed by the nanobites, we were like, okay.
That was about
it. I was like, you seem cool.
Because he's dead.
Exactly. He's dead. So, like, nobody's asking for Jimmy and Lena to hook up. You know what? To be honest, if she had to hook up with anybody, I really wanted her to hook up with Wynn. If it was going to be a dude. No, the reason for me is because both of them are intelligent. He wasn't going to dumb her down by trying to mansplain because she'll probably female-splain him first. He was cheesy, and she likes all that doofy, cheesy
Kara,
BS.
So she likes cheesy. He's like the male Kara.
Well, she sends flowers to a room, and it'd be hilarious for her to send Wynn flowers to his room, and he's sending flowers to her room, and they're just like geeking each other out. Like, it would be adorable, but like silly. Also, like the weird, like kind of sidekick guy having like the hottest girl in the show. That's also would be kind of a fun spin on its head.
I do not ship any of this, and I say no.
I know she doesn't like it, but I'm saying if it had to be anybody, I would rather have her and Wynn than her and Jimmy. What the hell do her and Jimmy have in common besides being attractive? Like he knows nothing about her company. She knows nothing about his company. But like we have animosity because Jimmy, let's say it together. He likes having the boots of a female stepping on him. He really does. He likes strong, overbearing women who run his life. He acts like he's all macho, but Lucy, Supergirl, Lena, like he loves it. Okay, that's his thing.
Is this type you've decided?
Cat Grant, he lets her run over. Yeah, he loves strong
I think
women.
why James and Lena are fundamentally not gonna work is because I think two reasons are why. The first reason is that I think they've written themselves in a corner where Lena's gone overboard. You know, she's never going to do anything more romantic than she's already done for Kara. And I mean romantic friendship, intimate friendship, whatever. She's never going to make a bigger gesture than the one she's made for Kara. And there's just never going to be like another character or love interest who she's going to top. She's just not, because they've written The Room Full of Roses. That was it. That's the line. You're done. The other reason why I think this is not going to work is because the biggest heartbreak that she's going to have is finding out that Kara's Supergirl. And finding out that Jimmy is Guardian is like, wah, wah, wah.
And I have a feeling she's gonna figure out that Jimmy's Guardian in like a week.
And it's never going to be as big as a reveal as the one that is between her and Supergirl. That's it. So I feel like if I were the writer, I'd just make her love Supergirl and Supergirl just be stupid about it. Because I think this would be such a good dynamic. You know, Lena's kind of stupid about not knowing that Kara's obviously Supergirl.
God, that's starting to be painfully stupid.
Right. But then it could also be painfully, there's an imbalance there. But you could also create another imbalance in the human side of Kara where Kara is stupid about not seeing that Lena has a big old crush on her. So having them both not know something about each other would make it really much more interesting to watch. But the way they're going with just getting James, who's been a problem when they scaled back his character and stripped back his agency last season, to try to revamp him by putting him with the most popular character on the show, I think James has the potential to really bring Lena down.
Yep.
Just saying.
Well, I mean, they also are trying. Well, like the thing is, we all know that the writers aren't going to listen to us anyways. They're going to shoehorn whatever they want. They don't give a damn what we want as the audience. Because even, like I said, even though we know Supercorp was never going to happen, we wanted at least Lena to be with good choices. Like, make good choices. Like this random, okay, like the Lena buying Catco logic and all these things. There's a lot going on with Lena that makes no sense for her character. They have spent 2 seasons making her a badass bitch, and all of a sudden, she's slowly losing her agency just like Kara has. She's no longer, I mean, we hope she is, but they're not really playing her up to be that smart businesswoman who's a scientist, who is, running this company, who has knowledge about other things. She's studied science. She studies math. Like, she's a smart, powerful woman who now owns a conglomerate, like a Vogue type magazine that she knows nothing about. And she's giving attitude to probably the only guy at the moment who would know what he's doing. Like, people say, why is Jimmy doing this? When you need Jimmy, they don't give it to us. And when we don't need him, he shows up. We didn't really need him to be Guardian. Right now, Lena owns Catco, but she's excluding Jimmy out of it. That makes no sense if he's been, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a smart business move, which is out of her character for Lena Luthor. So there's just like a lot of like just holes, man.
We talked about it. They're asking us to suspend a lot of logic, and they created this huge plot device to get Alcor into Catco, where she can interact with main characters, right? And it's causing damage to the character because she's so out of character, making choices that this character wouldn't be making in season 1. And all of this is reflective back to all these choices that are out of character and plot devices go back to the conundrum of the season, which is how Kara's relationship with Lena has changed because of her having lost Mon-el. And that is what makes this incredibly frustrating to watch. And putting these characters together for the sake of, I guess, repairing James's character, it has me asking, who is James, And, like, I didn't understand why he was in that board meeting in the first episode of Girl is Still. They have this board. I didn't understand.
When did he get stock in the company? Like, you have to have a lot of money and a lot of stock to be at a board meeting.
Having made him Guardian, they should have shown him becoming the CEO of Catco last season. Because we didn't need a Guardian. Kara really did need a boss, and it was weird having Snapper fire Kara, in instances.
And where's Snapper? Like, what? He was so working and like what?
His presence the lack of his presence doesn't make sense. The lack of Lara doesn't make sense. Wynn's girlfriend, and also I feel like we're not going to see much of Wynn right now, just because we have these 3 large storylines going. We're ending Sandverse. We are dealing with Kara's Mon-el fucking PTSD, and then we are
sorry, it's true. Oh God! All right.
We're watching Lena
do this thing.
And James. I'm gonna say Lena for right now. Running Catco, which is very interesting, and the rise of Rain. And can I just say, okay, let's just move on to Rain real quick.
I like her.
I like Rain. So many people are so easy. So many people jump onto the Rain bandwagon. I am one of the people who wants Rain to make it rain and to like fucking take heads without asking names. I want her just to kill everything. And
I'm so sad that I like her so much because she's gonna be evil.
Yeah, she has been the bright spot, but her and her daughter, that shit is Lifetime channel.
Okay, can we just real quick?
Ruby is Lifetime channel quality.
Ruby makes me want to snatch her in the fucking like hair and just like ground her for days. The thing is, oh guys, I'm a preschool teacher. I love kids, but that child needs her ass whipped. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed with Ruby. I'm like, I get it. You're an emo ass teenager. You're like, my mom's a superhero. She saved my life once. And then like just fighting girls, running into boulders because like this dumb bitch, I cannot.
It's hard to see it.
I simply cannot.
Make bad choices like that.
Sam does not deserve this kind of
the thing is, I want to
treatment from her
know
daughter.
all of Sam's teenage mama drama. I want to know all of it. That's the thing. I want the story, but I don't.
I do want the Lifetime movie.
I don't want to have to deal with this daughter, and I think can I just say the writing
she's like the worst.
for this daughter is so fucking bad. Because
I feel like the daughter should be Rain.
What middle school girl in the now here's the thing. I've worked with 7th grade girls. They are a handful.
The worst.
They are 2 handfuls. But what I'm saying is 7th grade girls aren't that into their moms. Just say that. They at that age, they don't want anything.
They're
to
not
do
like love
with,
me, be with me. They're like stop talking to me. I got somewhere else to be.
And here's another thing: they like fucking text all the time and are on social media. So,
where are her other friends?
So I feel like Ruby is so out of character for a girl in middle school because, first of all, she wouldn't be that worried if that shit got lifted off of her. She'd be like on her phone being like, "Mom, I need to go here now."
She would have Facebook like, "Oh my God, I almost died and my mom saved me." Sweet.
Where's that kid?
Guys, I'm not a fan of the child. I like Sam.
Oh.
She's also, somebody mentioned this also, and I was like, you real right. Odette and Floriana look actually kind of alike, which is weird, and I'm not surprised by it because, trying to move on from, oh God, she's, that whole, they are trying to pair up Alex with Sam.
I don't.
I mean, look, the thing is, the problem is, guys,
I'm over Maggie quick.
I'm over Maggie. Oh, okay. Let me put this in this long story short.
Tirade?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna condense it because we have to, and I'm trying not to get a mess.
Yeah.
Alex wants kids. She wants a life. She's a homemaker. She comes from a loving family. Okay. Maggie's a hot mess, but bless her, she was trying to be the best soldier. Maggie loved Alex, but I felt like her love for Alex was more selfish than a genuine, complete love. If you go back, because trust me, I'm a huge Sanvers fan, or at least I was for the most part. I loved the setup. I love these two broken people. One's new to the life. One has a hard life and wanted to make the other one better. But it was like, I want your life better because I was terrible. I didn't tell you this because I have a wall. I. Maggie did a lot of I. And she really didn't, after people told her, like, you're being kind of dramatic with your coming out story, and therefore Valentine's is ruined. Like, things like that, it's like, I get it, but at the end of the day,
she could be kind of a
she's
brat.
kind of a brat. The fact that in 2 unnecessary scenes, we've already gotten Sam and Alex talking to each other. Odette comes with an already made family. Also, let's talk about this for a minute. Sam, when she's picking up Ruby from socking that girl in the face, the counselor's like, "Is there a man in the family?" And and Sam goes, "There is no man." And I was like, "Gay." So that's gonna be interesting.
But I want. That's why I want the story about the.
Oh
teen
God,
mom.
it has to be drama.
I want teen mom storyline.
But they're setting up,
and I will suffer through the Ruby for the teen mom drama. Maybe they'll even like flashback and we get a younger kid. But what I'm saying is like the dialogue on Ruby.
Well, dialogue on Ruby is terrible, but they're setting up Alex and Odette 100%. She has a kid. She already seems to like the kid. She's gonna be the new Lena, so she's gonna be another power couple that we all want. Let's be honest, we want to see this thriple couple of Kara, Sam, and Lena make that happen. I'll tune in for that show, but that's, I think, after hours. Anyways.
That they're going to have a few shows featuring those 3 characters for sure, but I read that they're going to have, like, I think by episode 5 or 7 or something down the line.
What is happening with... Okay, once again, making it short. I'm pissed about Sanvers. I'm pissed. But I understand, as an actress, Floriana was not getting what she wanted as an actress, and she got better opportunities somewhere else. You go, girl. You make your money, okay? With that said, it really bums me out because they've also already gone past what Maggie Sawyer in the comics books does. Maggie in the comic book has a child. She likes kids. So the fact that they're making Maggie not like children makes me mad. Anyways, so there's that. We were talking about her father and how stereotypical he was, and that's a bummer. And then it's just like there's so much going on with the Sanford. Why are we going through with the wedding that's not going to happen? Why are we going, you're showing the opening credits of them, sleeping in bed with their rings and they're all excited. Nobody has time. It's a bummer. There's so much going on. Jen, real quick, let's wrap up our Super Salty because we can go on about
for
this
hours,
and we probably
yes.
will for hours, and we have to both get to work. So we will definitely be doing other podcasts about Super Salty situations and shows. Today we're kind of talking about 1 through 3, but like it's not going to be that structured, guys. It's just going to be, as often as we can, talking about how we dislike what's happening. Although I will give praise really quickly to things that were great. You know what kind of episodes we want to see? The ones like episode 3 with the Green Martians. That was Othello in a comic. That was a pure comic book storyline brought to life. The Martian Manhunter, John Jones, was beautifully done. Beautifully done. The spaceship, the fighting scenes, that Supergirl giving her speeches to inspire John Jones and to talk to the father. That is what we're here for. Her and Alex's dynamic. This is what we're here for. We give zero fucks about her and Mon-el. We want to see the relationships between everybody else that they set up in episode 1 of season 1. That's why we were here. We didn't need all the relationship stuff, And I would have actually preferred not to have Sanford if I knew it was going to be pointless and painful at the end. I'd rather not have it as opposed to being hurt. And we talked about emotionally being damaged and hurt by our TV shows in a different podcast, which was the Sanvers, I do believe, recap with the Way Hot. So check that out again if you haven't. But anyways, I'm looking forward to skimming, because I'm not really watching it, skimming Supergirl. And seeing what you guys think in the comments. What are your thoughts? Are you guys excited? Are you guys bummed out? Or what are, do you want Odette? Do you want more Jean? Do you not like Mon-el? Not that you don't have to like him, but character-wise, story-wise, are you for it?
This is not necessarily a review of each episode like we've done in the past. This, again, is a platform. And it's okay to be mad here. It's okay to rant and rave in our comment section. It's okay to say we're wrong. It's okay to say what you think is right. It's okay to say what you like. It's okay to say what you don't like. We'll continue to tune in with you guys and continue to check in. Starting off, this was kind of a really hard-hitting podcast because
we're a little rusty, but we're back.
It was a hard-hitting podcast on subject matter, but I think that these are large themes that we're going to be covering for some time, and we look forward to hearing from everybody, and we look forward to putting out more content and to growing with people in this genre. So it's gonna
Absolutely.
be great.
So you guys, if you want to have a conversation, please feel free. Let's have a dialogue in this comment section. Also, make sure you hit us up on Twitter at whatabout_dat. We are there just talking. I'm always tweeting and chatting with you guys and sharing funny memes and things like that. Please make sure you guys stop over at iTunes so that you guys hear us on our, on the way at the gym.
We have some extra content there for you guys.
Yes, we definitely have some extra content there. And, rate us. Let us know how, you're loving it and things like that, guys, Once again, thank you for listening, and we will be back with
tons of
stuff. We got a lot going on, guys.
All right.
I'm not even going to list it. Have a great one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.